Hey guys, welcome back to Team 1.0. Today we're going to be doing a Invoked Shaddoll deck profile with some Mekk-Knight spice. Alright, so stay tuned. To start things off, we have our Invoked engine. Now, as long as I've been playing Invoked, terraforming has always been Meltdown. So to start things off, we have 4 copies of Meltdown, 3 copies of Alistair, and 2 Invocation. Alright, now that today is our Invoked package. Pretty standard, nothing to see here. All right, so next up we have our Shaddolls. Now I play one of each of the good monsters, so that's 1 Hedgehog, 1 Windy, 1 Ariel, 1 Squamata, 1 Dragon, and 1 Beast. All right, so this is the Shaddol package in terms of monsters. Now onto the spells, I have 3 Shaddol Fusion. I don't play El Shaddol in this list, and I play 1 Schism, and the card no one plays, Sinister Shadow Games. Now, this card has way too many applications going first. Yes, it's a trap card, and going second, it may not be as effective, but if you set this card, this gives you access to any card in your Shaddoll toolbox. So this is definitely a must play in my book. Alright, now for the Mekk-Knight spice, I kept it really spicy. So I'm seeing 2 purple, 2 blue, and 1 yellow. And this is the package I chose to play. Um, these are basically light fodders for Construct, as well as light targets for Makaba, you know, and they're also extenders to help climb into link plays and stuff. And they're also big beaters. So they have a lot of application, and this is a very aggressive build, and these were the best light targets there could be. Now for the hand traps, I'm seeing here 1 Impermanence, 2 Effect Failures, 3 Ash Blossom, and 2 Nibiru. Alright. Now, the reason I'm playing Nibiru is because I have noticed that a lot of people have cut Nibiru from the main deck, but I chose to play Nibiru just because this card by itself checks a lot of the top decks out there. So I'm talking about Tri-Brigade, Drytron, Link, Prankids, and even VW because they've been getting a lot of top since recently. And this card checks all of those decks, right? Realistically ending their turn. And as long as we can simplify the game state enough, we can definitely go for a game with the Invoked engine, not to mention the Shaddolls and the Mekk-Knights if we find everything. So that's my reasoning behind playing Shaddoll, behind playing Nibiru in this format. Now, for the power spells. Now, these spells can definitely swing the momentum in my favor as long as I can find at least one of them. Now, the first one is Upstart. Now, Upstart increases the consistency of your deck because this turns your deck into a 39 card deck, right? Call by the Grave. This ensures that your Alistair resolves, your Shaddoll Fusion resolves, and it is also an interruption in your opponent's turn when you set it. Feather Duster for any back row matchup, Mystic Mine, all those guys. Feather Duster takes care of all those. Now, Monster Reborn is just an extra body. Now, this card, it can be extra extender and special summon in Construct from Graveyard, so I can get her so I can use her effect again, bringing back a Mekaba, bringing back anything. So this is definitely a good card. I usually side it out to be honest, but it's always a good card. And if you have the space, you can definitely use it. But for me in particular, this is just a flex spot because I also play 2 Super Poly, and this was my third Super Poly. But I didn't want to fully commit on Super Polys because not every end board loses to Super Poly. So the Monster Reborn just took care of the issue I was having. So this is an extender no matter what, right? So that's it. Now, for the final card, his Foolish Burial. Now, this card is definitely a flex, is definitely a power card because this card provides me with any Shaddoll name I need. Also, it can dump an Alistair to graveyard. It can dump a Mekk-Knight to graveyard just in case I need a light target. This basically takes care of all my graveyard needs with this one card. So it's definitely a power card in my case. Alright, now let's move right into the extra deck. Now, for the one card Alice Makawa engine, I play one Almirage and one Secure Guard now. I also play Predaplant. I play Gravity Controller so that I can link away my Shaddoll monsters and get their grave effects. I play one Construct, double Winda, and one App Cologne as my Shaddoll targets. These are all my Shaddoll fusions that I play in my deck currently. For the Invoked side of things, I play one Raijin, one Purgatrio, one Agades, and two Mekaba. Now, you might ask, or you might be wondering, why I don't play Kaliga. Now, Kaliga in this deck is very, very situational. Like, you don't ever want to just end on a Kaliga because it limits you way too much based on what you want to do. Yes, it does limit the opponent, but the drawback of limiting yourself as well is way too much, and I didn't see it as a definite need because you activate a lot of monster effects in your turn going either first or second, right? Because as you can see, I play a lot of hand traps as well. So that was not going to work in terms of my build and how I built it. So for the super poly targets, I have Dragon of the Swamp. Now this, how I summon this is if two monsters are on the field with the same attribute but different types. I can just activate super poly and just get this on field, taking two of your opponent's monsters or whatever. And Starving Venom, right? This takes care of Dragoon and other things. Now onto the side deck. Now for the side deck, I play three draw. I play my third Super Poly. I play two of the Wind Kaiju because the Wind Barrier statue sucks, and you never know who's playing it, and you don't want to lose to it. You always want to have an out to everything. And it's not only the Wind Barrier statue, but any problematic card that probably Super Poly can out, you have a Wind Kaiju that can definitely put in the work, you know? For back row hate, I play double Twin Twister. I also play triple Lancia for all those Tri-Brigade guys. Um, and for the final four slots in my side deck, I'm playing the Dragoon package. Now, you might ask, why is this not in the main deck? The reason being is that Verte in my main deck is Shaddoll Fusion or Super Poly. That's it. That's basically it. And that most of the times can do exactly what Dragoon does, but in my case, Shaddoll Fusion, just activating one Shaddoll Fusion from deck can just plus me so far and put me so far ahead. I just chose to play it over forcing a Dragoon package in my deck. And also, I wanted to limit the amount of bricks, so I took this out, and trust me, it has been working having this in the side deck. This only goes in when my main deck have problems with any particular matchup, right? So normally I would like take out, let's say, a Feather Duster and these Nibiru's just in case they don't come up, and then I would put this package in. But other than that, it really doesn't go in if I can comfortably beat my opponent or I have a favorable matchup against my opponent. I never really put it in. So yeah, guys, that's it for my deck profile. And I must say, if it is that you like the content that you're seeing on this channel, you can definitely leave a like and a comment, and also don't forget to subscribe, okay? Team One Punch, signing out.
Shooting star.